everybody, welcome back to CCSabers. Today we have the Qui-Gon 89 saber. Let me know in the comments if I'm pronouncing it right. I feel like I'm not, but you guys will let me know. But we're going to go over everything in the box here. So you have your hard case, you have your display stand, you have your gloves and manual, and the blade itself here. And the other two most important things is the battery charger and the blade plug that you can use for display. And the most, and probably the very most important thing here is the hilt. But now we're going to take a closer look at it and kind of pick it apart and see what it's all about. So when you first look at the saber, you probably think it's very simple, I don't really want it in my collection, but that's where you're wrong, because sometimes the most simple sabers stand out the most. So we're going to take a look at it starting from the emitter and going all the way down. I'm just going to say in one go, but it has like this silver and black motif style going on throughout, minus the power button on the front, big red power button. But like if you notice it from like the side, the grip section, it's very curved on the side, but on the top is like very flat, which I feel like is a cool, unique little touch to it. But as we go to the back, we have your belt wheel clamp here, and then you have your aux button here. But we're going to open it up. I'm going to show you where the emitter is and where you're going to put your battery and all that, because you'll be surprised on where it's actually hidden. So there's like a couple parts to this. So one, if you want to look at the kill switch and the power aux button on the inside, you gotta remove this part here, remove the pommel, take it out, and then you'll have your speaker on the bottom here. But the actual pommel, not the pommel, the emitter itself, you gotta remove this casing at the top, and then here it actually is. So here's where your battery and your kill switch are. So you're gonna have your battery here, your V3 Profi board, and power and aux button. But it's a unique spot. Like it took me like a couple of times to like try to figure where it's actually hidden. But all you gotta do to just put it back in, this is probably the most simple one of all the sabers that I have seen here. All you gotta do is just line it up with that little hole. Camera won't pick up on it, but it's there. All you gotta do is line it up till you hear a click going on. I cannot line it up properly, but there we go. There we go. So once it's lined up, all you gotta do is twist, and there you go. That's the V3 Profi board, the battery and kill switch and power and aux button. But now let's put a blade inside and turn the saber on. So first of all, we gotta explain what we're gonna need to put the blade into the saber. Obviously we have our hilt, we have our blade, hex key, probably the most tiny hex key that I've ever seen. But all you gotta do is, is loosen the screws that you'll see on either side. So you'll see one here and one here. I've already loosened them, but if they're not loosened, loosen them up first. And then you gotta put your blade in like so, and then twist either screw. If I can get it, there we go. Now that we have our blade in, we can just turn on using the battery. I've tried multiple times. I'm pretty sure there is no motion control for this one. If there is, tag us in one of your videos on social media to prove me wrong. But so we have it on, and then we have our clash effect just by hitting the hilt like so. And then we have the blast deflection just by hitting the aux. So another thing about the saber is that you can change the preset just by hitting the aux button like so.
That lightsaber was Luke's.
Boom, we have this blue color. And then if you want to go back to the previous color, all you gotta do is hold it upside down and just hit the aux button. Yep, see, I tried not turning on, but there is the previous color that we had on. But that is pretty much all the features that I know of with the Saber. If you want one of these for yourself, check it out in our check out the website down in the description down below. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and share. And I'll see you guys in another video. Bye-bye!